Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the PANSIGHT webinar. Today's topic, emotional blackmail tactics. Let me start by asking the question. I assume that you are all aware of the term blackmail. Now the question is, are you aware of emotional blackmail? If you are not aware, then put N in the chat box. If you are not aware, put N in the chat box. Blackmail, emotional blackmail. Okay, Roy Chiranji, good, not aware. The reason I'm asking is so that I have to decide, plan whether I should go into the depth. I have to give more explanation. That is the reason. Or if everybody knows, then obviously I don't have to spend more time in explaining. So Lataji, you are aware of emotional blackmail? Okay, Vishal Parmuji again, no. Thank you for letting me know. Purpose of this talk is to empower you with knowledge about emotional blackmailing and enable you to protect yourself from emotional blackmailers. If you think, oh, emotional blackmailing, no. I'm not worried about that one. No, everybody needs to know about emotional blackmailing. We are surrounded by emotional blackmailers. You'll be surprised when I share the details. Okay, now, question. Rahul Gandhi, you have to answer yes or no. Is he an emotional blackmailer or no? If it is yes, put Y. If it is no, put N. Please cooperate with me to make this one more useful, insightful. Yes. Okay, thank you. So the next person, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. Blackmailer or no? Yes or no? Y or N? Type in, please. Anthony G, yes. Dhamendran, no. Yes. Bindu. Roy Chiranji, no. Yes. Sanal Kumar Ji, thank you. Put in Y or N. Anthony G, yes. Kriva Ji, yes. Roy Chiranji, Bindu, no. Okay. Trump and Zelensky, yes or no? Sanal Kumar, Bindu, yes. Sanal Kumar, no. Anthony G, yes. Dhamendran, yes. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, Y or N? Radha Manohar Ji, yes. Bindu Ji, yes. Yes, Dhamendran. Lastly, in this one, the political figures, Akhilesh Yadav, Samajwad Party leader in Uttar Pradesh. Yes or no? Yes, Kripaji. Yes, Amindra Ji, yes. The right answer is yes. Everybody, all these six personalities, they are very good at blackmailing emotionally. When I make a statement, I'm going to give you the facts and evidence. There's no point in saying, yeah, Dr. Reddiar says so we'll believe. No, you should not accept. You should not accept because I am saying they are blackmailers. Without any evidence. If I provide the facts and evidence, then you accept it. Okay? Sarita Nair and Umman Chandi. Is Sarita Nair emotional blackmailer? Yes or no? Yes. Okay, yes. Thank you. Now the next person, I'm sure that is, you know this name also very familiar. Sopna Suresh. Pinarayi Vijayan. Blackmailer or no? Yes. Okay. So far, are you finding this topic very exciting? If it is exciting, put E in the chat box. Are you finding this topic exciting? Okay, Krivaji. Okay, Sakwarji. That is why the first thing to make you realize emotional blackmailing is, yes, there. Thank you. Then I will talk about things you don't know. You might know, but you might have forgotten, or you didn't realize that, how important that one is. Then you must know. This webinar is based on FAQ facts, my own experience, and quotations. There are numerous books on this topic. Masters of Emotional Blackmail. If you really loved one, after all I have done for you, how can you be so selfish? Emotional blackmail, when the people in your life use fear, obligation, and guilt to manipulate you. Emotional blackmail therapy. How to handle emotional blackmail. Simplified definition. Blackmail. Emotional blackmail is a form of manipulation where someone uses your feelings to control your behavior. It often involves tactics that exploit your guilt, obligation, love, fear. They have created an acronym. GOLF. This is my own. My dear friends, you won't find this acronym in any books. Easy to remember: guilt, obligation, love, fear. I will explain this in detail later. The goal is to gain control over your decisions and actions. When your emotions, when they manipulate, then your decisions and actions also will get manipulated. Is it clear? If it is clear, put C in the chat box. I want you to understand. So if somebody makes you feel guilty, thank you. Clear. Okay, then. If somebody makes you feel guilty, then you want to get rid of that guilt feeling. The guilt feeling is very painful. Then you'll do whatever that person wants so that you won't feel guilty. And obligation. That also, they remind you, oh, this is your obligation. You must do this one. This is your responsibility. This is your duty. Okay, you'll do that one. It may not be your responsibility. It may not be your duty, but they know how to make you, trick you, make you think this is your duty, your responsibility. Love also. Love is a very powerful emotion. Okay, if you really love me. Second, if you really love me, you will do this. Or you won't do this. Manipulation. And fear. If you do this, then this is going to happen. If you don't do, again, this will happen. That fear, that one. Is it crystal clear? Put CC in the chat box. Yeah, we need to know the basics, a strong understanding of the basics. Yes. Strong understanding of the basic. Without that one. Yes, thank you, Salkumar ji, Amindran ji, Devendranath ji. Thank you. Okay, Bindu ji. Again, further, what happens? Blackmail is giving a victim the option. Option means the choice. Victim the choice of either giving into your demands, usually money, one example only, not always money, usually money, or wants, usually sex, or suffering the release of information, secret, or okay, I will make it public. I have some information about you. It is something secret. You wouldn't want this. Anybody else to know that one. So if you don't do what I want you to do, then you will have to suffer. If I tell others, Salkumar, somebody has unmuted. Salkumar, somebody has unmuted. Okay. Somebody has unmuted, Salkumar. Please mute that person. Okay.
Mute you. Go ahead.
Okay, good. Okay. So I will share that information. I will share that secret with others. Then you wouldn't want that to happen. Or withholding support. If you don't do this one, then whatever you are getting from me, I won't give it to you tomorrow. I will stop that one. So that is further tactics. Blackmail is one of the great pastimes of family life. Many people don't realize that most of the blackmailing happens inside our family. It is not outside. Not every day a politician comes and blackmails you. But inside the home, I'll give you specific examples. Okay. I have done a lot of reading, research, and spend a lot of time in thinking to prepare this talk. Salkumar, somebody else has again unmuted.
Mute you.
Who can blackmail you emotionally? Let us look at who can. Politicians. If you think that, okay, I'm not into politics. So the politicians cannot manipulate me. They cannot blackmail me. You are wrong. You are wrong. Every election, if you are going for voting, if you do vote, if you don't vote, emotional blackmailing plays a big role. I'll give you real examples down the road. Parents. How? One of my own close friends during our MBBS days, they're not teachers, he's a doctor again. He fell in love with a girl. She belonged to a different religion. Very good love. He promised that he will marry her. She was also very much committed. Then it came to the knowledge of his parents. His father used the emotional blackmail. If you marry her, then you won't see me alive. You won't see me alive. Finished. He cut that relationship. This has happened before. This is happening now also. This may happen in the future also. May not be as much as it used to be in the past. Now these days, parents are, yes, they're more accommodative. The past, no, but it is still happening. You must have heard about the honor killing in the northern part of India. In Kerala also, I think that just last year, the newspaper, one boy was killed because he belonged to a different caste. Am I right? If I'm right, put R in the chat box. So even now, religion, intercaste marriage, thank you, Raji. Intercaste marriage. And what about not only in other denominations, we talk about Hindu, no, Christian again, a Syrian Catholic, Latin Catholic, they won't. Protestant Catholic. Muslim also, Sunni, Shia, Ahmadiyya, they won't. It is there. Teenage, they don't look at the religious. They are not religious minded. But the parents, they are religious minded. And they use this emotional blackmail. Agreed? If you agree, A in the chat box. This is happening. This is happening. So that's why I told you. Many things happen inside the family, Lalaji. Thank you. Inside the family, parents threaten. Okay, thank you, Santosh. I have given you only one example. There are numerous. We don't have that much time. What about children? Here again, I know how these days it is the children, they manipulate easily. Because in the past, they used to have 3 or 4 children. So it's very difficult to manipulate the parents. Single child, teenager. I want this iPhone. If you don't get me that iPhone, I will do something.
Sir,
I will commit suicide.
sir.
Just a minute, we'll have the discussion towards the end after the presentation. So then.
No, ഞാൻ co-host അല്ല, എന്നെ ഒന്നുകൂടെ ഒന്ന് ആഡ് ചെയ്യണം. പവർ പോയി.
Oh, okay. Okay, so when they threaten, and I know one guy, he was a retired. Now I don't know whether he's still alive. This I'm talking about some 20 years back. When I met him in some other conference, he asked me how to manage his son. He asked me, I said, boy, what is the problem? He wants everything. He instant. If you don't get on, then he immediately said that he'll commit suicide. And he was only 17 years old. He wanted a bike, that too very expensive bike. It cost more than 1.5 lakh. When he threatened that, okay, I will commit suicide. Then his wife, that is his mother, oh, we have only one son. What will happen if he does something? Then what happens? I bought a bike for him. So one child, big problem. So the Muslim community, they don't have to worry. They will have easily some 3 to 5 children. Okay, so there it is not going to happen. This is mostly going to be a problem. The Hindu families. Am I right? If I'm right, put R in the chat box. One child, that is, you are making yourself vulnerable to manipulation and a blackmailing by your own children. So my advice is try to have at least 2 children. Okay? Okay? Family, not one child, 2 children. So you'll have a backup. Okay? Then it won't work. Because most of these guys, they are not going to, but that threat that threat will make you feel miserable. So you don't know whether this person will do it or not. But you say, Anna, കയറ് വാങ്ങി എത്ര കാശ് വേണം പറ, ഞാൻ കയറ് വാങ്ങി കാശ് ഞാൻ തരാം. തീർന്നല്ലോ, തീർന്നു. Then they won't try that one again. Do you agree? If I agree, put A in the chat box. Some of these blackmailers, they simply try. But the moment you say, okay, do it. Then I'm going to share one real life example. Our Kriba ji, he may or may not remember or know. 1973, I was studying in the medical college. In Trivandrum, our shop, Good Morning Stores, Samaram employees, the union, father was not yielding. They wanted, okay, bonus this much and that one, all unreasonable demands. Father said no. So they were sitting in front of the shop and shouting slogans and business, everything affected. Father also could not go to the shop. It dragged for more than 2 or 3 months. Then they came with the new emotional blackmail, that one. They knew that the only son. But I have 2 sisters, but only son. Okay, we will beat him. അവനെ അടിച്ചിതാക്കും. നിങ്ങളുടെ മകനെ അടിച്ചിതാക്കും. Threat. When my mother heard that, mother immediately died. Just give whatever they want. Okay, we have only one son. Don't. Don't. But my father was firm. Okay. Do you want to beat him? Go ahead and beat him. Okay, father told that one. If you want to beat him, go ahead and beat him. I'm not going to. Then what happened? Did they come and beat me? No. Nothing happened. Someone lasted for another couple of months. Then they realized, okay, this is a hard nut. It won't work. Because that emotional blackmail tactic failed. Is it a real life story? Is it interesting? If it is interesting, put I in the chat box. Because here again, my mother was, but my father, no. Father was a very practical-minded person. He had immense sense of common sense. And he thought, okay, publicly make all these threats. You are not going to do that one because then you will go to jail. Because once you make that threat public, then anything happens to me, then they will have to face the consequences. That's where my father's consequence, the common sense. Spouses, yeah, wife, especially women. There's a different gender differences there. That's the reality. They want something, expensive saree, or expensive jewelry, or something else. How do they emotional blackmail? They deny. I told you, withdraw support. They deny sex. They deny sex. Then what happens? Significant number of husbands, they yield. Or they may deny, pretend that, oh, I'm having a headache. They come with all excuses, I'm having backache. Sex, no sex. So starvation, after most of days, this is not Bangkok or Thailand where you can go somewhere else and get your sexual urges taken care of. This is not going to happen. So they use the sex, denying sex, withdrawing. That is the power to control. Here, plenty of men are here. It might not have happened to you, but still, do you agree this sort of a thing does happen? Huh? If you agree, put A in the chat box. So that is how yes, thank you. That is how they control spouses. That is one of the reasons why some people, the government saying they become corrupt also, because to meet the wife's wants. The wife wants, and his salary, with his salary, he won't be able to. So to make her happy, they start accepting bribes. Thank you, Bhaji. Then scammers. Scammers means fraud. Cybercrime. I'm going to show you later a couple of screenshots. Emotional blackmail. Lawyers. Ordinary lay people, they don't know anything about law. They will say, yes, they can arrest you. They can put you this one. So we must apply for anticipatory bail. You get scared. Anticipatory bail, lot of money. You get my point? They inject that fear. You must do this one. You must get this order. You must do idvanam. You must get this order, that order, injection. All those. Many people won't even understand what they are talking about. 20,000 rupees, 50,000 rupees. Am I right? If I'm right, put R in the chat box. Especially when it comes to the legal matters. Thank you, Kirbaji. When it comes to the legal matters, we have no idea what to deal with that one. So there are unethical, not all lawyers. Please, I don't mean all lawyers. A significant number of lawyers. Pradesh ji. Okay, thank you. They are very unethical. They push your fear and they make you spend money unnecessarily. Bosses. That is our bosses, supervisors. Very common in USA. Again, my own personal experience. I'm going to share my own personal experience. There are many, at least one experience. This happened 23 years ago. I was in Iowa. My supervisor is she has got a different sex orientation. She hated men. So unfortunately, I happen to be, I'm a man. That's all. She hates men. Nothing else. Whether it's Venugopal Reddiar or whether it's the Pradeep or whether it's the Roy, it doesn't matter. If you're a man, and what she used to do was, because she cannot show that discrimination. If there are 4 vacancies, she will hire 2 men and 2 women. Then she will start harassing the men and use all these emotional blackmail tactics, and the men resign and leave. Then she will fill those 2 positions with women by hiring. So it's not open. Or initially, if she hired all the 4 women, there is discrimination. There is sexual bias. She was very smart that way. And she did that one to another guy from Karnataka. She blackmailed him, saying that, okay, this is a strategy. Come with saying that a patient has complained that you physically abused. They use the patients. Physically you abused. You twisted his ear. And he has complained. And we are going to have an inquiry committee to investigate in that complaint. And it may cost your license. You will never ever be able to practice. This serious offense. We have 0 tolerance for physical abuse. So if you resign, then okay, we won't proceed further. This guy panicked. And he resigned very same day. Then for the next 7 months, he could not find a job, get a job anywhere else. Because as a doctor, if you resign without getting another job, that is a red flag. Then eventually we started applying for jobs in some remote places. Very remote places where they don't care whether even if you are Osama bin Laden, they will give you a job. Because they are not able to get a typical American, that place. They are not able to. So he eventually found a job in a very remote rural clinic. And when she was successful in getting rid of him, then 3 months later, she started me, target. So she called me to her office and she showed me a letter, an anonymous, no name, all saying that about as if it is from a patient. Oh, Dr. Reddiar was very rude. Dr. Reddiar this one, and I'm not able to get sleep, and my sleep is disturbed, and everything. Dr. Reddiar is a very mean doctor. Oh, everything mean, everything. Then she had and her assistant. I said that Dr. Reddiar, we have zero tolerance for patient abuse. This is a complaint. This is a veteran. They served our country in the army. We cannot take it lightly. So this will for inquiry committee. So if you resign, same dialogue. If you resign before the end of the day, don't do anything. And I told her, okay, that was on a Friday. I told her, okay, give me, I want to think about it. By Monday. But then she said, Monday morning. Okay. Then I had a discussion with another person and everything. Then I realized, okay, don't resign. So Monday morning, she came to my office first thing. When I opened the door, she was sitting inside. Dr. Reddiar, are you ready to sign? I said, no. I said, no. I will resign as soon as I find a job. I put the condition this way. I will start looking for a job somewhere else. But as soon as I get a job, I will resign. Then she said, okay, before the end of December. It was somewhere around September. Then she made me sign a resignation letter prepared by her with a post-dated, that is the 31st December. Can you believe such things happening in America? I was not giving the resignation. She prepared a resignation letter. So I signed, but subsequently, it's a long story. Long story. I didn't resign. I continued. Then she came with a plan B. Many tactics. This is very common in USA, my dear friends. Very common. And the supervisors, especially the poor guys from India, IT sector guys, they come on H-1B visa and they work for not only 40 hours, 60 hours, 70 hours, weekdays, weekends. The bosses, they emotional blackmail. Now this is what you have to do. So you have to do. If you don't do, yeah, then okay, we'll fire you. Fear. I told you, God, fear. They keep on working. Can you see the gravity of this problem? Do you understand? If you understand, put you in the chat box. This is very, very common because in my apartment complex, there are guys from India, IT sector guys. I know that is whenever I call work, I'm doing work. Hey, it is evening. It is 7 o'clock. Yeah, my supervisor asked me to finish this one. Terrible. Bosses, emotional blackmail. Your visa, you will lose your job. You have to go back to your country. Friends, co-workers, friends, colleagues, they ask for some irrational, unrealistic help, expectations, help, or more than help, favor. If it is help, you can do it. Favor, I don't. If somebody asks for help, yes. If it is a favor, means they don't deserve that one. Then I tell them frankly, I'm sorry. Wait, I thought that you are my best friend. I counted on you. I'm your best friend. Any help? Yes. Favor? I'm sorry. That relationship is gone. I like it because I don't want this kind of the so-called friend who uses the emotional blackmailing tactic. You got it? Do you understand? If you understand, put you in the chat box. Don't just yield to that kind of a pressure. That is emotional blackmail. Kripaji, thank you. Aji. Co-workers, then teachers. That is one, especially the PhD guide. PhD guide. They manipulate for getting sex from their girl students, and otherwise they won't approve. It will get delayed. Very common. Don't think that is uncommon. Then other government agencies, all these CBI, ED, those officials, and they use all these emotional blackmail tactics. Okay, earlier I said that Rahul Gandhi, emotional blackmailer. BJP wants to abolish reservation. Abolish reservation. We want to increase it beyond 50%, says Rahul Gandhi. This election is to save the constitution. PM Modi wants to take away reservation, says Rahul Gandhi at Telangana rally. Then on constitution change, reservation. Look at what happened. What happened? Get BJP, they never thought when they came with that slogan, "Ab ki baar 400 par." Yes, that is the one. That one. Significant damage. Because to rule the country, they need only 273 seats, 400 seats. Then they came up with this idea. Okay, anti-reservation. They want to change the constitution. That's why they need that kind of a majority. If they change the constitution, you look at your children, they won't be able to get any reservation, no benefits, college admission, jobs, everything is gone. And UP again, nearly 60% of the population, they are OBC or Dalit, more than 60%. Maharashtra, almost all places. Upper caste, very few. It is the lower caste. Do you agree? If you agree, put A. Put A in the chat box. It is the reservation. Upper caste is maybe hardly 10% or 15%. So when they are saying that, okay, the reason they want 400 is to change the constitution. That is when he started showing the book, the red book, Constitution. Then what happened? We know the history. So more than 30 or 40 seats in UP, another some 20 seats in Maharashtra, some 5 seats in. Eventually, instead of 400, they had 303. They went to 240. And the Congress party, which had in the first time 44, second time 52, not even qualifying for the leader of opposition, you need 54 seats. This time they got 99. So now Rahul Gandhi is convinced that this threat, this emotional blackmailing tactics, it worked. So from 52 to 99, and he is the leader of opposition. That is why he is carrying that in his pocket, red book, Constitution. Then even taking the oath in the parliament. Jai Samvidhan, not Jai Ram or Jai this one. Jai Samvidhan means Constitution. Is it clear? I have shared the facts and evidence. Is it clear? If you put clear, put C in the chat box. Nothing without any facts or so on. That is the appealing, manipulating the fear button, pushing the fear button of the OBC, Dalit, and it works. Okay, thank you. Agree. I don't make. When I make sure that I have facts and evidence to substantiate. So that is Rahul Gandhi is a big time emotional blackmailer. Again, it's the same Rahul Gandhi. PM against Kota once in different places. Then comes Akhilesh Yadav, I said that he is an emotional blackmailer. He also did the same thing to end reservation. And in UP, Yadav community is backward reservation. Who is saying? Leader is saying Yadav guy. And he is saying it must be true. They all voted against BJP. Don't think that I'm a BJP supporter. What I'm saying is I'm sharing some facts. How this emotional blackmailing works. So that is what? That guy is also an emotional blackmailer. Manmohan Singh. Difficulties in coalition. Allies will be consulted, says PM. I don't know how many of you remember. Those who read the newspapers regularly remember. Towards the end, when there are so many scams, 2G scam, coal scam, and Commonwealth scam, is that compulsions of the coalition different parties. If you don't yield to their pressure, they will withdraw the support, the government will fall. So is that compulsions of the coalition, different parties. Is it clear? So that is emotional blackmailing by the coalition parties. That is where this time what happened was they initially got excited because now Modi or BJP didn't get a single party majority. You require 273. The number came down to 240. So coalition government. Coalition, that one is with Chandrababu Naidu, the Telugu Desam Party, and Nitish Kumar, JDU. And these two leaders are well known to be chameleons. You know, chameleons are one. They change their color so fast. If there's a competition between a chameleon and Nitish Kumar or Chandrababu Naidu, the chameleon will lose. They change just like that. So they thought, okay, now Modi will have a tough time. BJP won't have, because he won't be able to take decision easily. Because the coalition partners, they won't let him. Or they will ask for the home minister post, cabinet rank, or railway ministry, or speaker post. Nothing. Nothing happened. Because they were so smart, BJP. They knew that, okay, make them, give them the money they require. Because Chandrababu Naidu needs Amaravati development, crores of rupees, and his son is already cabinet minister. He wants, after 5 years, his son to follow, become a chief minister. So make him happy. Give him what it is. And Nitish Kumar is not a corrupt guy, but he is the 9th time chief minister. And this year election is coming, so you'd want to become the 10th time chief minister, so there'll be historic record. So give him also whatever money for infrastructure development. Got the clear picture? So they are not able to emotionally blackmail Modi, Shah, or BJP. Is it clear? If it is clear, put C in the chat box. If it is clear, put C in the chat box. Thank you. Thank you. That is the secret. Because I closely follow, I analyze how these people are very quiet. Okay, Gandhi, I told you, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. Gandhi's last protest, how he blackmailed India into giving 55 crores to Pakistan. Gandhi, talking about non-violence, I'm sharing the facts. Some of you may not like what I'm going to say. Some of you may not like what I'm going to say. Non-violence. Not only, there are 3 kinds of violence. Physical violence, mental violence, emotional violence. Physical violence, if you beat. That is physical violence. Emotional violence, emotional pain. Mental violence also mental pain. And just follow me. A threat of suicide. If your son or if your wife says that she will commit suicide, that's a real threat. And if she commits suicide, then guilt feelings. You will have guilt feelings. You don't want to live with the guilt feelings forever. So he used the so-called hunger strike, fasting, emotional pain, violence, fast unto death, fasting unto death. That means, okay, you will fast and you will die. It is a form of threat of suicide. Do you understand? Threat of suicide. That is the weapon he used. 55 crores in 1948, 70 years back. That is easily now worth some 3,000 to 5,000 crores. It's not a small amount. Are you convinced that this Gandhi was an emotional blackmailer? If you are convinced, put C in the chat box. Always he would use fasting. Why do you want to? If you want to go and fast, why do you want to publicly announce? That means if you don't agree with you must agree with what I want. Demand, compulsion, manipulation. Am I right? If I'm right, put R in the chat box. I told you right from the beginning. Only facts, and okay, thank you, Kirbaji. Okay. But were you aware of this fact? If you are not aware, put N. Were you aware of the fact that Gandhi was a big time blackmailer? If you are not aware, no. Okay, thank you, Pacharanji. You are not aware. Santosh, not aware. Many people are not aware only when I explain. Yes, thank you, Binduji. Always he makes a big show. Oh, he's fasting. Why do you want it to a public one? People are coming and taking photographs and all those things. That is publicity. Same thing. Kejriwal, again fasting before he became a full-time politician and he got the power. Okay, fasting is breaking. Somebody is giving a lemon juice. A girl is giving lemon juice. He also used the same thing. That is to emotionally manipulate the voters. Oh, this guy, he is fasting for our this one. He is an ordinary guy. He is ready to die for our this one. Just for humor, serious topic. A man filed an RTI to find out how much weight Arvind Kejriwal has gained in the last 8 years. Look at Arvind Kejriwal before he became the chief minister. Now the user. Are you convinced? Are you convinced? Before it was like a Nettoli mean. ഇപ്പോൾ നല്ല സ്രാവ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ തിമിംഗലായിട്ടിരിക്കുകയാണ്. From Nettoli, he became a തിമിംഗലം. So that is what Arvind Kejriwal. Digital arrest scam. Lucknow doctor duped of 2.81 crores by conspiracy as CBI officers. Digital arrest. Again, emotional, that one. Fear. Oh, what happened? Embarrassment. Many reports, and I'm showing only a couple of that one or 3. Then comes another doctor again, woman doctor, 40 lakhs digitally arrested. The problem with the women is they are busy practicing, making money. They don't read even newspapers. If you read newspapers, you will become aware of the fact there is a digital arrest scam. They don't. Doctors, especially most of the doctors, they don't read anything else. This is the bishop, Mark Kurilos, again 15 lakhs cyber fraud, digital arrest again. Digital arrest. Are you aware of this news? If you are aware, put A. Are you aware of this news? On bishop, he was. Okay, Vinod Nairji, thank you. Okay. So it is very common. If you are not empowered with this knowledge, people who don't watch this one program, some of them, they may fall victims of this digital arrest. Then honey trap, explicit video calls honey, a couple, he and his wife, they honey trap a 63-year-old Thrissur man, and they stole 2.5 crores. What do? A social contact, WhatsApp or something like that. A suit woman, she's talking and she said, I just want, then she will say, okay, I will undress you before you, and she will undress. And she will ask him also to undress. And he will undress. They video record that one. They video record his picture, his undressed. Then subsequently they blackmail that person. If you don't give this much money, I will share that one. Common, easy this one. Adyam ഞരമ്പ് രോഗികളെ അവർ identify, especially the senior citizens who are, especially if there is a widower, yes, easy victim. And she will undress, yeah, but that won't be recorded. And this guy will also immediately undress, show his assets. That gets recorded. Very aware of this. If you are not aware, put N. Very aware of the things which I have shared. I told you, I want to let you know things which you don't know. The Roy Chiranji, he was not aware. So I have shared something you didn't know. Be careful. Honey trapping. Again, 16-year-old, look at a teenager, traps man with girlfriend's voice clips, extorts money. Don't underestimate. You can, again, your voice also, through some device, you can change my voice also. It may sound like a sound of a girl, beautiful girl. The other person may believe that he is talking to a girl. Israel PM. Nuclear talks must end over Iran blackmail tactics. FICO accuses Zelensky of begging and blackmailing European leaders for support. I told you. This is again a vast topic. So this is part 1. Is it okay if I continue this one next week as part 2? If it is okay, put O in the chat box. Is this, you need to know. Oh, okay. Kripaji, Kumar. Okay. COVID vaccine again. Yes. Oh, okay. So far, do you find this insightful and necessary? Was this talk really necessary? Necessary, put N in the chat box. Was it? Do you think that this talk necessary? Okay, thank you, Binduji. Necessary. And you won't find anybody else giving this kind of a talk. In the webinars, you will find different people talking about law of attraction, transaction analysis, the art of parenting. But about the emotional blackmail tactics, you won't find. I bring topics which are unique and at the same time necessary. This will empower you. Do you already feel a bit empowered with this knowledge? Are you feeling empowered? Put E in the chat box. The knowledge that will give you, this will help you. Okay, thank you, Kripaji. That will help you to protect yourself. Protect, especially after these smartphones and WhatsApp. You are an easy target. There are plenty of criminals. Easy money. Thank you, Andoji. All they do is guess. Emotionally, they blackmail you. So it is going to be 9 o'clock. So let me stop the recording and let us continue the discussion. So all I'm going to do is stop the recording and we'll continue the discussion. Thank you all for your active participation. See you next week for part 2.